time is short, and whatever you decide to do with your time, make sure you put your thought in what you're doing. Don't even worry about what other people gonna think. You know, like people might be finna do something, thinking about something like, what you think they gonna think? Boy, it don't matter.
Shout out. This is another episode of Don Talk. Listen, I got one of my brothers with me up here, man, Ray Barlow, man. I want him to introduce himself as well, man. Let him know who you are, what you got going on, and what's coming up next, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a pleasure to be here, first and foremost. My name is Ray Barlow, a man of many hats. Yes, sir. This is Ray Barlow with the Barlow Foundation for a Better World. ABW for short, a better world. We out here again every last Sunday. You can catch us. Where did I start? I'm a boxer, professional boxer, author of many books, nonprofit founder and organizer for the Barlow Foundation for a Better World, and a public speaker for kids as well. It's probably some more, but I just can't remember at the moment.
No, I think it is. You have a bunch of different things. One of the things that I admire is how you're able to do multiple things. We went and spoke with kids at multiple schools, and one of my biggest things that I really appreciate that you tell kids is like, don't necessarily think you only got to do that one thing. Like one thing I hear that you always trying to press the kids is like, you can be this and be that, and you know, you having the background of having the HVAC up under your belt and also still being able to have a nonprofit and still be boxing and have the certain level of discipline is one of the biggest things that I admire. Like, you not just telling some kids, hey, you can just do something. You're an example of actually being that thing that you set out to be.
Yeah, you made that sound amazing. I ain't thinking. I'm like, who is that? And I'm forgetting.
That's you, bro. That's you.
Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, thank you.
Do you think? Did you see this before anybody else? Do you feel like you actually saw like, hey, I was going to be this guy before other people? And maybe along the journey. It might not have to be at the beginning, but like, did you see yourself becoming this guy?
Well, that's a great question right there. Actually, I did not. As far as things go along the journey, I think, and I'm aware of the actual moment. Then from there, I think a little bit more, see a little bit of what I may want to do. If I get a taste of it, I start liking it, try it a little bit more, get a liking to it, get a niche for it, and next thing you know, it's like once I start something, I can't stop, like especially if I like it. And so I just keep going, and I keep going, and I keep going, and I keep going, and I keep going, and it's just beautiful to see from where something started and to where it's at that moment, and still at the same time not even thinking about where it can possibly go.
No, that's super hard. You're somebody who I watch on a discipline, but I watch it to a sense because you said something the other day, and I wanted to hear your take on it. I waited to the show to actually ask you the question. Is like, how well are you adapting to change though? Because you're so disciplined, how well do you feel like you adapt to change, and what are some ways that you do or don't adapt to change?
I remember that. I remember we was talking about that. How I adapt to it at this point in my life is like changing is inevitable. You know what I mean? So it's gonna happen. That's something we know is gonna happen. So for me, it came to a point where when change do come, I just move with it. Being in the moment, being able to move on that swivel, and always remembering what the mission is. The mission is to get whatever need to be done. So whatever obstacle that presents itself, nevertheless, it still got to get done. If something changed, we got to change and move around with it. We got to change and rearrange.
Now, I know the story. I know somewhat of the story on why.
That's the question.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, sure. I know the story, but I don't know if everybody necessarily know the story. And that's one of my biggest things about this show. This show is to be able to tell really my network. This is really not even really beyond outside of somebody who I'm already personally connected with. It's really about tapping into my network and being able to show everybody like what I got going on and certain things that I'm a part of. One of the biggest things that I've been able to involve my family is feeding the hungry every last Sunday. Shout out to A Better World. These is changed, by the way. These not mine. This is all his medals. Your box, you know what I'm saying? I might move him back there or something. But A Better World is a super dope foundation. Like my daughter into it, my girl into it. Like everybody is really like my family into it. My girl niece came out with us last weekend and she was like, I got to do this every time with y'all. Like she was super enthused about the situation. One side of it, I want to ask, like, what made you get started in that space? Because like I know, but I would like let the people know. And then on the other side of it, like, what has made you continue to stick with it? Well, I know I've been with you 2.5 years, almost 3. So what? It's been 6 years
Been some
almost.
years. It's been some years.
So like, what made you get started, and what's making you continue to keep going?
Before I even answer that, like, bro, you developing a beautiful platform for the reason that you doing it. You know what I mean? And what started me to get to the feeding the hunger situation? It was a time I stopped boxing for a second, and I was just done with it. So at that point, like you said, like we know, I'm a routinely person. So it was like I had to change my life. It's like my whole life has changed. It's not about boxing no more. It's not about running. So at that time, it was like I started thinking to myself, what are some things that I could do with my life that could bring something to my life? You know what I mean? Just something I would like to possibly want to try. And at the same time, strolling. A friend of mine, she had put up a post saying how she wanted to go feed the hungry. She was going to do it. And she invited everybody, whoever wanted to. Of course, I tapped in. When I tapped in, it was a feeling I never felt, man. You know what I mean? And
Mm.
then when I felt that feeling that time, of course, I reached back out, and life do what life do to some people. It's certain change, make them change up a little bit. So she wasn't able to. So I was like, well, I know what to do. I'm from here. You know what I mean? I know how to get food, and I know where to go. So I put two and two together. Has first started with pizzas, but then I'm kind of frugal. I'm a little frugal. So when I had spent that money on those pizzas, I was like, man, I get so much more money, get so much more bang for my buck if I put this money like in the actual grocery shopping. And I already knew how to cook, so I put two and two together and I just started cooking and then did it from there. And then from there, I was just doing it, wasn't thinking about the actual legitimacy of what 501c3 or anything like that. I just like, I'm gonna do it. Of course, I'm gonna just post it. Then people saying they were gonna help, they're gonna tap in, they're gonna tap in. And I want too much of a person to believe what people say they're gonna do. If they don't do it, they don't do it. Then it was a friend and she motivated me to do it. She said she could do it for me. And she set up some things. It didn't work out how it was supposed to, honestly. And from that point, though, once I'm locked in on something, I'm gonna make it happen. I'm like, now I'm finna make me a nonprofit. Start talking and start moving around, saying what I'm working on. And a boss actually connected me with a lawyer who got all the legitimate paperwork and state registration and all that good stuff set up. You know what I mean? So for everybody who always be asking me about how did I get it started?
Are you looking to record your podcast just like I'm doing right now, man? You should definitely tap in with the Success Center and Thornton Media Group right here in College Park, well, East Point, right here in Atlanta, not too far away from the airport. Y'all should tap in. We got a couple different setups, and we can definitely get you all the things you need when it comes down to starting your podcast. So tap in and click this link right here.
I just bought a lawyer.
Nah, that's super real, and I think a lot of times people be like, "Oh, I want to do this, I want to do that," and I don't want to, but they don't understand. They take that investment, they take that initial thing to actually get into it, and when you actually, and the other side of it is like, even when it came down to this podcast, like it was a lot of things that I was about to stop myself from doing it, and it was like, nah, bro, just show up and do it. So I think you just continuing to show up. I always am a big believer like God gonna send whatever resource you need. If you, long as you show up, you continue to do the thing, the resources gonna show up. If you, it's nothing. It's the inevitable. I feel that way about that thing. But when those things, is there something in you, or is that's just your thing, where like you just gonna continue until like, is there anything in particular that just make you do that, or that's just Ray?
It is just me, but to go deeper, I'm a deep thinker, man.
What's up?
So it's like when we thinking about for those in Christianity and stuff like that, they paying tithes and stuff for that. People go to church and they get their money to the temple supposedly. And I was thinking, as we know, the body is the temple. So if the body is the temple, there's many temples out here. You know what I mean? So in the sense of giving it to a church that I really don't know where it's going to, I decided why not give back to some temples that could possibly need some work. You know what I mean? And that's how that happened. And where it's gonna go, I don't know. Am I gonna stop? Probably not. Cause I met a lot of people in nonprofit organizations, and they talk about money this and money. I really don't. I mean, how I see things happening, the world, God, life got a funny way of just things working out for a person's best favor if they putting out their best to everything they touch. You know what I mean?
No,
It's
for sure.
karmic law or some of that nature.
No, for sure. I
You know what
definitely see that. If you're doing good, it's gonna show back up.
It's
And
gonna come back.
I've been watching the process. I mean, I've been kicking it with you for almost what 3-4 years
It's
now.
been some
It's been
years.
some years now.
Yeah.
Because I met you actually at the fashion show, and then we started doing. You introduced me to the whole podcast. I mean, to the nonprofit thing, and that was super dope. Where are you at with the boxing side of things? It's kind of like left field about it, but where are you at when it come down to boxing?
Shoot, that's a lifestyle. Honestly, that's every day where I'm at with it, right in the midst of it. You know what I mean? Any fight could change my life. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, every day, doing what I gotta do. When I leave here, I gotta do some things. What I gotta do. It's gonna be pretty late, but I still gotta do what I gotta do. I still gotta run. I'm getting ready for a fight. Be fighting in DC October 8th, actually. So I'm getting ready for that. And no matter what I got going on, everything still revolve around that. That's really my number one range of career besides the other career that pay for this career. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. I think one of the dope things I've been able to watch you go through, and like I said, the discipline is what I really admire. Is you had a fight come up and they canceled, and you was like, "Bro, I'm gonna keep training though," and I was like, why, bro? Like I just seen you had just went because you was bigger, and then you had done got like super lean real quick when it was time to fight, and then it was like, bro, I ain't smoking, I ain't drinking, I ain't doing this, that, none of that. I'm eating a certain way right now, and I'm like, well, bro, you ain't gotta. And it was the lack of discipline that I have. It was just like, dang, bro, you gonna do it anyway? Like, and that's why I was like, that's why I say like that's why I certain my friends that I like to be around and just kind of motivate me. It's like I want to be around that type of energy, and I want to be that. So I just really wanted to say like, shout out to you for doing that. Is there anything that you spoke into existence, or is there anything that you want to speak into existence?
My whole life thus far been what I've been speaking into existence. Honestly, my number one goal out of life is just to live a fulfilling life. And I say just like that's just something, but actually that's so much more deeper than just to say that. Cause to live a fulfilling life, that means well-roundedly all aspects, mind, body, spirit, emotional intelligence. You know what I mean? Personal development. So I'm still on that same journey, enjoying the journey, being an example for other people on their journey, being that light.
Nah, that's super dope, man. Is there anybody who like gave you a certain word or some type of advice along the way that you just like still use to this day, or even something that you may have told yourself, like that you can take and you kind of like, I want to say it's your creed, but maybe that's your creed. Like that's your day to day. That's a piece of advice that kind of keeps you going or keeps you sound.
Well, my uncle, just since you asked that question, it made me think real quick. My uncle always say, if you're gonna do it, do it. Ain't no half-assing, ain't no shortcut. If you're gonna do it, go all the way through with it, whatever that is. You know what I mean? So, and referring to the Four Agreement book, and it say in everything you do, always do your best. You know what I mean? So, in the midst, it always been whatever I do my best.
Hmm. Did you have that before the book, or you just always kind of just?
That's what I'm saying. My uncle Ben told me like, whatever you do it. You know what I mean? If you gonna fight your ass off. If you gonna sell drugs,
Be the best.
Be the best drug dealer you can
sure.
be. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Bro, I'm completely cool with y'all laughing. Shout out to my engineers. Shout out to my producers in the building, man. Reed. Shout out to my guy Aaron, man. Like, shout out to my people for real. I just like this not one of them shows, man. We really getting involved. Y'all got to pay. Y'all got something y'all want to say about it, man. Y'all make sure y'all talk about it, man. Even throw questions out to this man, man. Is there something that y'all might want to say something to him? But what's one of the biggest lessons that you've learned a part of this journey? Like all aspects. Like I know that's on you if you want to talk about certain aspects of it. But what's been
talk about it all, bro? Honestly, at this point in my life,
what is the biggest thing you learned from prison?
Damn, nigga. I set myself up, man. I really did. I set myself. Okay, what was the question again?
What's the biggest thing you learned from college?
What was the biggest thing I learned from prison, man? What the biggest thing I learned from prison? Time is short, and whatever you decide to do with your time, make sure you put your thought in what you're doing.
Mm. Did you realize that during or after?
During. Because, you might not know, but it's the thing, say, you don't let the time do you.
No, go ahead.
You do your time.
I've heard it, but I wouldn't. Yeah.
So, okay, bam. You don't let the time do you. You do your time, right? If you was in that situation, right? Okay, let's say we're not in that situation, but time is still timing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, really, like folks be saying life be life in a bad way. So, don't let life do you. Do your life.
What's up?
It's the same thing.
How were you able to take that mentality or that thought process and bring it to when? Because I feel like I said, I have a somewhat theory about certain things, but like, bro, you have a different level of determination. And how I don't even gonna attest all that to that, but I just know you have a different line of focus. And maybe that it does have something like time can't be wasted. Time got to make sense. I got to be doing this within time. Do you feel like that transferred anywhere from that experience?
For me, man, I really never put no pressure on anything. I haven't really put any pressure on like time. I don't care. That was really the thing. The art of not giving a fuck. But it wasn't art then. It was just like I was a thug. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like understanding the way life work and the way things can work for me. It's still that same. It's the sort of art of not giving a fuck now, and just being in the midst of the moment and enjoying what's there to be enjoyed, which is life. You know what I mean? The present, this right moment right here, is something to enjoy and to be fully in it and not thinking about what I'm finna do when I get home or what I need to do tomorrow or what bill I gotta pay. It's not happening right now. It's none of that is happening right now.
Where did that come from? How do you get to that? Like, when do you just say, when did you make the decision that you're gonna be present?
Well, I always been present, but when I was more fully aware of me being present, once I started reading and I came across a book and it's about mindfulness, being mindful. It was a book I read called Mindfulness, and just being in the moments.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
You put me on that book. I got it at the crib. I need to bring it up here. That's a great book. I want to say, I'm going to ask this question a little bit different than I ask other people. If you could give 15, 16-year-old Ray a book and you know he would listen to it because it's you.
Yeah.
You talking to him. So it ain't like, I don't know if certain people could have talked to Ray back then, but if Ray know that this older Ray talking to him, like you actually was able to talk to older Ray, what book would you have given the 15, 16-year-old Ray?
It would have something to do with selling dope.
No. What you now would give that Ray?
Okay, to get my attention, it would have had something to do about selling dope. So like, it's nothing that a book that I could have gave myself, knowing who I am now, to the younger me. It was no book. Everything that happened how it's supposed to happen, bro. Honestly, like nothing could have intervened. No divine intervention. What happened? It was how it's supposed to happen. I mean, no reading. Could read very well. You know what I mean?
So you don't think it's nothing that nobody could have got to you as far as like. And I guess the reason I ask the question is I always ask people, one of the questions I ask is like, if you could give yourself advice at like 15 years ago, advice, what would it have been? I guess that's why.
Advice more so, but giving me a book was not going to do it.
It wasn't going to do it.
No, sir. Not at all. Nah.
So what advice would you have given?
Can I cuss on here?
You've already cussed.
Yeah, fuck no, man. That fucking book ain't gonna do shit for me at that age. They gonna fucking do a fucking book. I said some dope. But okay. So the advice I would have gave myself is it's more to life than what you seeing on the daily. It's more to life than just what you seeing.
And you know what? I like that because I know I sometimes I don't like that question. I'm using it, but sometimes I don't like that question because like if I wouldn't have got to this point if I wouldn't have went through my experiences. But
Right.
I like to also say like a lot of times like I was feeling a lot of times that I didn't have a certain person to look up to because of my situation. My situation, I was privileged. I always say this, I was privileged. My dad was what he was, my mom was she was, but at the same time, bro, like I was dang near silver spoon. You know what I'm saying? Like I was the closest thing to a silver spoon. And I felt a lot of times I used to have a challenge going with you to go to speak to kids. Cause I'm like, there's nothing I can talk to these kids about. I haven't been through what some of these kids or what some of these people have been through. But when I had to look at it like, dang, everybody necessarily hasn't had the struggle. So there's people who I could talk to. There's people who maybe even in the struggle who I could have a conversation with. But it was a limited belief that I had. But when going with you to talk to kids and just having a camera around my neck and seeing how many kids I could actually just talk about what I know. Don't try to talk about something
and
outside
then
of
you
what I
ran
know.
into kids who actually wanted to do the thing that you were doing.
Exactly. So it was, I think like to get to what I was getting at is more so like I didn't see myself in that light. So it's been very dope to be around you because it's like I've been able to express myself differently through some of the things that you've been able to, bring about.
Yeah, bro. I mean, for me, when it comes to that, like, we all got to remember, we all once was a child before. A lot of us done lost our inner child, but we still know what it was like, as we should. I would think. I don't know. I can just speak for myself. I remember certain things and how I was at those ages and how I seen it. You know what I mean? And comparing to now how I see it as an adult and how I can still relate that to the younger generation. Like even with the question you asked me about the advice I would give myself, it's only advice. I can't. Even if I try to give it all, it's not gonna be able to be taken. You know what I'm saying? So I can only give them something that can make them think for later. You dig what I'm saying? That's all it's about, just making the person think. That's it. So if I tell myself that, bro, it's more to life than just what you're seeing going on around you. The younger me, like, man, what you talking about, bro? Like what's going on besides it? Then of course, like looking at TV. People out there living an amazing life just off of TV, you know what I'm saying? And that was a lot of my ideas come from just, I want to go walk on the beach, you know what I'm saying? Like, just something simple, bro. I want to be at a coffee shop and talk to a female speaking French, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I watched you learn multiple languages and things in that space and travel. What's one place that got to be on the list that you got to go touch? Like one of them places you got to go to.
You know, it's a new continent being made in Africa, right? Well, it's part of Africa. It's East Africa now, about to be. But I'm going to say Africa, but...
Is there a certain area, a certain place?
Africa's so big. One place, bro, it's going to be Africa, though. But yeah, it's another, about to be a new continent. It's being made, like, literally.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I just got tripped out because one of my big dogs just walked in here. Shout out to Birdie in the building, man. That's just wild and crazy. Shout out to Birdie to be here, man.
Big dog?
But nah, man, I think that's super dope, man. What made you start wanting to dap into other languages? Like, what did that come from?
Just wanting to be a relatable person, and I was seeing other nationalities come here and they learn our language and they say our language hard, and that made me think like, people from different nationalities got a different type of way of thinking, you know what I mean, to be able to grasp so many different languages. So I was like, I'm gonna do it too. And then when I did my ancestry, I seen what was in my blood, and then I started thinking a little bit deeper, like, okay, some of these languages I can learn, I'll probably just captivate to just cause it's already in my bloodline. And shoot, it's been working.
So I know you said that you don't necessarily can say what's next for the nonprofit or thing like that. You letting that go. Is there anything in particular that's up next for Ray? Like what's next for Uncle Ray? Because I love the Adventures of Uncle Ray. If y'all ain't checked it out, man, check out the Adventures of Uncle Ray, man. It's his. I don't even know if it's just a hashtag. Just type of that.
It's only me. I'm the only hashtag. It took a minute. But then one just went up, and then that's when they just started making a hashtag.
Yeah, man.
So it's only me on it.
But like, bro, go everywhere, and he gonna be him everywhere. He gonna be like, if you ever meet Ray in public, he probably already spoke to you. So that's That's one of the dope things about him. But what do you say is next for Ray, man? We done seen you box. We done seen you go through the HVAC. We done seen you through your trials. We done seen you do the nonprofit, A Better World. Like, I done seen you write books. From writing one book to multiple books. Like, what did you say is gonna be next for Ray?
To expect the unexpected, because I didn't even see most of it coming for myself until it happened. You know, like just like you said, you get these callings and you want to just do it. Same thing, bro. Same thing. So,
well, is there anything that you want to give to people before we get out of here? And of course I'm gonna ask you, man. Is there anybody who you refer to the show? Anybody who you think would be that could bring some, some type of value or something to the people where they can, something they might need to tap into?
Bird,
Bless?
Money Country.
Bird. Oh, yeah.
You gotta bring Money Country.
Bird don't count. You can't give me Bird. You can't give me because Bird.
Okay.
That's like
okay.
But I'll take Bird because Bird is my
right. He got a lot of great.
No. Bird he is sponsored for one of those. He is sponsored for the show. And shout out to Money Conscious.
Word. What was the rest of the question?
Just somebody else.
And before that, you had more questions.
Oh, anything that you want to get to people, you gonna talk to this camera right here. You gonna tell them like how to follow you, how to follow the nonprofit, and things in that message.
What I want to leave with the people, man, like, don't even worry about what other people gonna think. Like people might be finna do something, thinking about something, like what you think they gonna think? Boy, it don't matter. If you already thought about doing it, why you gonna let a thought of what somebody else may look, how they may look at you for something they don't understand, but you understand? Like, we can do anything we want to do. That's what make us so special. Everybody want to do the same thing, but what really stand out is that next big thing. You know what I'm saying? Be that next big thing. It might be something small to you, but it might be something major one day. And you can find me on ABW and the #1 on Instagram. And I also got another Instagram, Better World Universe. And I got another Instagram, Got It. Well, you gotta say that on right, so I gotta spell that on right. Got with the underscore, it with the underscore, manifested, and another underscore. For some reason, they be baller blocking me on that one. Like, I don't know what happened. And yeah. And what I got going on next. So every last Sunday of the month, we feeding the hungry, man.
Hey, man, listen, man.
Call me, too, 770-383-5082. I'm not scared about anything. You can call me.
Hey, man, he dropped his number in there, man. This has been another dope episode of Don Talk. Listen, man, I appreciate my friends and all of the people who have helped me along this process. It's going to be an amazing thing. Y'all stay tapped in with my guy, A Better World, my boy Ray Barlow, man. Feeding hungry every last Sunday. So y'all make sure y'all stay tapped in. This has been another great episode of Don Talk. Listen.
Yes, sir. This is Ray Barlow with the Barlow Foundation for a Better World. ABW for short, A Better World. We out here again every last Sunday. You can catch us. If you want to donate, don't have to be funds. It can also be clothes that's not in use. It could be anything, perishable items as far as food that would be needed. Anything you think that would be helpful, we appreciate that. And if you don't have anything to bring, you don't have to bring anything, you can just come and just bring good energy, you know what I mean? Every last Sunday of the month, we will be here 10:30. Barlow Foundation for a Better World. Appreciate y'all.